Alright guys, welcome back to Urge. We're going to do a new race in the Race Report series, and we're going to be talking about the newly released Grung.
Yes.
So there was part of, I believe it's the Extra Life charity that they're doing. They released just an individual race, which is the new Grung, froggy people.
Yes.
Based on that. So we're just going to jump straight into it. We're going to talk about a little bit of the history, lore stuff, and then we're going to go into the abilities and maybe some suggestions or things that might fit thematically or mechanically with the race itself.
Right.
So first up, they're tree-dwelling amphibians. They're little, rainforest frog. They're basically tree frogs.
Yeah, they're tree frogs. Giant tree frogs.
They prefer to live in trees and shade, maintain well-guarded ground-level pools, which they use as their hatcheries. About 3 months after hatching, the tadpole takes on the shape of an adult. So they mature physically quickly. It takes another 6 to 9 months for them to reach maturity. But in the first year, they're pretty much full-grown.
Yep.
That being said, they also have a caste system that is related to their colors. So when they're born, they kind of are a dull greenish gray, but then their color changes based on whatever caste they were born into. So green grungs are like the warriors, hunters, laborers, things like that. The blue grungs are like artisans, domestic relations and roles in the society. Supervising and guiding both of those groups would be the purple grungs, serving as like administrators, commanders, things like that. Then there's the red grungs, which are the scholars and magic users. Then they're superior to purple, blue, and green grungs and give proper respect even by grungs of higher status, the red ones. There are higher castes, though, which include the orange grung, which are the elite warriors and authority over all of the lesser grungs, and the highest, which is the gold grungs, which are the highest leadership positions, and a tribe's sovereign is always a gold grung. But this is not just straight up you are what you are, because there is a way to promote your self in the caste system. They have a means through herbal tonics and ritual magic. If you're to create a great deed or do a great deed in society, they can promote you in the caste system through those herbal tonics and remedies and magic to be able to elevate you and change their physical color to be inducted into the new caste system. So a really interesting thing with that, they also are naturally toxic. They secrete like a poisonous mucus on their bodies, basically, that they can use to venom and poison their weapons. Mm-hmm. They also prefer to enslave other races.
Yes.
They typically tend toward lawful evil or lawful natures, but they like to sedate and drug these enslaved creatures to do like their biddings, the menial tasks and things, because they're small, so maybe if they need some physical labor, they poison up some bigger things.
Bugbears.
Keep them lethargic.
Yep. I can just see him enslaving bugbears till the end of time.
Yeah, right.
Like 6 of them pounce on a bugbear, poison him, and then I've got him out for the rest of my life.
Right.
Around a bugbear. Very interesting lore background. The fact that they have a caste system is very unusual between a lot of other D&D races. That's a unique thing, and the fact that it's not set, the fact that they actually can improve and they have ways to change their color. I think that's very interesting. It makes it unique. It's because the one thing I don't like games to do, whether it's a tabletop game like this or video games thing, is just to forcibly add content just to do it at times.
Right.
Find a way, and when they do it, they just do it. If they have a way to do it and have it make sense or make it unique, don't just have it in there just as something else.
Right.
Make it stand out in some way. The lore behind these, besides the fact that they're amazing, it's a 3 foot tall frog, man. It's cool. Yeah. But the caste system and their lore makes it really, really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Love it.
On to more of the mechanical side of things, as far as ability scores. They get +2 dex, +1 con. I mean, you look at, obviously, at the monk, ranger, rogue for the obvious choices there. A lot of, as James said, alignment-wise, they tend toward lawful and little bit lean toward evil because the whole enslavement thing and whatnot. Size-wise, 2.5, 3.5 feet, 30 pounds. You were small. You're little guys. You get a free skill, and you get proficiency in perception. Mm-hmm. You get a base walking and climbing speed of 25 feet. Right. Amphibious. I mean, they are frogs after all. Mm-hmm. You can breathe air and water. Here comes the fun stuff. You are immune to poison damage, not resistance. Immune to the damage and immune to the poisoned condition. You also have poisoned skin. So, if you make a direct contact with a creature, they must succeed a DC 12, Constitution saving throw, or become poisoned for 1 minute. If they're no longer in contact with you, they can remake the save every turn to get rid of the poison. You can also use this to apply to any piercing weapon as part of an attack. So, daggers, certain other swords, rapiers, darts, bows, arrows, would be all good options. Make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw again, or take an extra 2d12 poison damage as part of the weapon thing. Did I say something?
It's 2d12. That would be amazing.
Did I say 2d12? Wow.
2d4 poison.
2d4 extra poison damage. You also have standing leap. So your long jump is 25 feet and your high jump is 15 feet with or without a running start. Normally with jumps, you have to get a 10-foot running start and then make your jump equal to your strength score relation. Yes. Here with frogs, because once again, you're a frog person, you can just go ahead and jump the 25 feet and then do...
Yeah, you're not too worried about 25-foot movement speed when you can jump 25 feet without having to run.
So it's like, you care if your movement speed's 15, you can start running everything in your party with the 25-foot leap. Of course, the interesting thing and drawback to the Grungs, which I think is cool if they have a drawback, because immunity to poison and standing leap are very, very good, is they have a water dependency. So it says if you fail to immerse yourself in water for at least an hour a day, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion at the end of the day. You can only recover this exhaustion through magic or by immersing yourself in water for at least an hour. For the first line, it does not specify that you have to do it for a continuous hour. Right. It just says an hour. But I would think you couldn't do it in like 12 5-minute spurts.
Right.
And it'd be some length of time. Maybe your DM will let you do it like in 2 30-minute sessions, Yeah. But ideally, you would just, like when you take a short rest, if you're outdoors somewhere, you just like, there's a pond a good 100 yards over there. Guys, can we go ahead and just make an extra 100 yards? Put camp over there.
So some kind of magical item like a pocket dimension or something that has like a hot tub in it or something.
Right, yeah. I just one of those never-ending canteens. You just walk around with just your head and like.
Right.
But you would always smell, I feel like, a little bit because you'd be damp all the time.
Yeah.
But mucusy frog. Right. Languages you can speak, read, and write Grung.
Right. They don't learn common.
No common,
which is hilarious.
Which is fantastic.
Great.
So you would need to either take a background or
something that pick it up.
Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to understand your party.
I love it. They don't know. I think they're the only race that I can think of. I think they're the only race that doesn't learn common naturally.
At least non-monstrous races. There might be some monstrous playable races that don't learn common. Maybe test us.
I'll have to double check that one.
Comment down below if you know some of those without looking them up, because
anyone can look it up.
Anybody can look it up. Come on. But anyway, that's a very interesting race for sure. An interesting one and a happy addition, which we're planning a one-shot with our group of people not too long from taping of this. And our fearless normal DM is going to be playing for a chance.
Yes.
And for a change of pace, and he is going to be playing one of these small amphibious creatures.
I am indeed. I'm going to be doing a Kensai monk Grung. And maybe we'll do a character build of that in a little bit. I think it's actually really interesting. Turned out a lot better than I thought it would. It's actually pretty crazy.
Looking forward to
that. The unarmed strikes and the whole poison thing seems like it'll be really interesting. So I think obviously monks are, like we said, a big thing to go with that, especially with the unarmed strikes. It goes really well with your poison and stuff.
Yep.
But of course, anything that's going to be able to use piercing weapons, you're just getting early on. I think it's going to be a really good race early on mechanically, because DC 12 is not a very high save, but early on. Saves aren't that high.
Nope.
So you're going to be doing extra damage more regularly and giving disadvantage with your poison condition on a regular basis as long as you're getting unarmed strikes in.
Yep.
I think it's really cool. With rogues too and rangers, both of them have piercing damage. We have arrows or daggers and things like that. Can be really fun. And also being able to have that mobility as well, I think is really cool.
Yep.
Especially if you take something like the mobile feat, where you have extra movement and you don't provoke opportunity attacks, things like that. Especially with your standing leap, you kind of like run up and then leap away or leap to someone else and do some cool stuff with that.
Exactly.
So, I think it's really fun, cool race. I'm glad they made it, and I'll let you guys know how the one shot goes and everything, and maybe start doing some character builds. Maybe a little teaser there, possibly. Some of our one-shot builds that we make for some of these that are more on the interesting side.
Yeah.
But with that being said, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Really cool, fun, interesting new race that was added. If you haven't already checked out the Extra Life thing, hey, be sure to check it out. If you want to support that, go for it.
Sure.
But thank you guys for watching this. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of the Grung. If you have any other videos you want to see from us or any thoughts.
If you don't like the Grung, you just don't comment.
Yeah, that's right. If you guys enjoyed the video, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when our new videos come out. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.